Prophecy, prophecy, prophecy. When God's servants speak forth, the wise listen. Deuteronomy 18:22. God is still saying something. On the 6th of August 2012, Prophet T.B. Joshua gave a prophecy concerning homeland security in the nation America. He called upon the congregation and viewers worldwide to pray for this nation, stating that he saw the massacre that had happened in a theater continue. These were his words.
Pray for the nation America. That massacre that happened in the theater, more is coming, more. Pray for the nation. This will continue. This is homeland security.
In confirmation of the prophet's words, on Friday, the 24th of August 2012, breaking news hit international headlines that in the city of New York, USA, a former worker caused chaos in front of the Empire State Building. Let's watch the breaking news.
Right, you see there on the right of your screen the scene in New York City where a gunman apparently opened fire in the streets right outside the Empire State Building. 2 people, including the shooter, were killed. He was taken down by police and 8 others were wounded. Witnesses say that the gunman had a large weapon. He was shot, as I said, 3 times by police. There were reports that at one point a security guard was chasing him down 5th Avenue and helped alert police, who then got involved and shot the gunman. You can see that authorities have converged on the scene. They've sealed off a large area. The gunman's body was only just removed in the last 20 minutes or so. We're expecting New York City Mayor. He is on the scene. We are expecting him to speak in the minutes ahead. We'll keep you apprised.
Welcome back to our breaking news. The shooting today outside New York's Empire State Building. We've just gotten surveillance video from the police department. Now, it is graphic. We're just going to show you just a limited amount of times because we think it could speak volumes about why police shot the gunman dead and also about how other people were shot as well. Jeffrey Johnson is the shooter. You can see him at the top of your screen. There he is with the gun. You see the 2 police officers dividing, and then he falls to the ground. He had just already killed a former co-worker. He was walking away. He pulled a weapon on the officers following him, and bystanders scrambled away, and that's when the gunman killed him, when the police killed him. Now, as we said, all this happened right outside the Empire State Building. It was rush hour. The area was packed with tourists and workers. The video just saw was part of the aftermath. There's other video as well that's too graphic. We're not going to show you, but here's how all of this played out. This is the aftermath of a gunman opening fire in one of the most crowded streets in America.
I just shot him.
Police say they fired at this man, identified as 58-year-old Jeffrey Johnson, after he shot at them. At this point in the video, he still appears to be alive. Just minutes before Johnson, dressed in a business suit and carrying a briefcase, navigated the crowds around the Empire State Building, found his target, and pulled out a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol.
At 9:03 this morning, in front of 10 West 33rd Street, a disgruntled former employee of a company at that address shot and killed a former co-worker, striking him 3 times.
Police say Johnson had been laid off from his job as a women's accessory designer last year. His victim, 41-year-old Steve Ercolino, was a vice president there. Police say Johnson and Ercolino had a long-standing dispute over allegations of harassment, and both men had filed prior complaints against one another. A co-worker of Ercolino's was walking right next to him when they both saw Johnson lurking. She said, quote, "I saw him pull a gun out from his jacket, and I thought to myself, oh my God, he's going to shoot him." Steve screamed, Jeff shot him, and I just turned and ran.
Jeffrey Johnson then fled with a .45 caliber handgun secreted in a black bag that he had under his arm. A construction worker who had followed Johnson from West 33rd Street alerted 2 uniformed police officers.
Chaos erupted as bystanders ran for cover and police pursued Johnson.
As the 2 officers approached Johnson, he pulled his .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol from his bag and fired on the officers. who returned fire.
Police fired 14 rounds, some of which are believed to have hit 8 innocent bystanders.
I heard the gunshots and we looked towards the left and saw 3 or 4 people fall. The whole entire crosswalk emptied and people were running.
Johnson went down immediately.
They rolled him over on his stomach and cuffed him, kicked a gun away from him.
After 1 man was killed, 8 people wounded, and hundreds of people ran for their lives, Jeffrey Johnson died in the shadow of the Empire State Building.
Breaking news from New York City. New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg giving a press conference now on what took place earlier this morning.
Good morning. I'm here with Police Commissioner Kelly, Chief of the Department Joe Esposito, and Christine Quinn, the Speaker of the City Council and whose district we are in. Commissioner Kelly will fill you in on more of the details, but earlier this morning, a little after 9 a.m., a man who had been fired from his job about a year or so began shooting near the Empire State Building, but out on the street. He killed 1 person, and at least 9 other people were shot, and some may have been shot accidentally by police officers who responded immediately, and while confronting the suspect and fatally shooting him, unfortunately, there may have been other victims as well. All of those are not seriously wounded, and there is no expectation that any of them will do anything other than recover quickly. I ask everyone to keep the victims in their thoughts and in their prayers. This is a terrible tragedy, and there's no doubt that the situation would have been even more tragic but for some extraordinary acts of heroism. Every day, as you know, our police officers put their lives on the line to protect us. They did so again today, responding immediately, and they were joined by a number of civilians whose bravery and assistance probably also saved lives. And New York City, as you know, is the safest big city in the country, and we're on pace to have a record low number of murders this year. But we are not immune to the national problem of gun violence.
Pray for the nation of America. That massacre that happened in the theater, more is coming, more. Pray for the nation. This will continue. This is Homeland Security.
We at Emmanuel TV and the Synagogue Church of All Nations pray for the nation America and for the families of those who were involved in this tragedy, that God will give them the courage, strength, and conviction to hold their ground. In Jesus' name.